I've always come on really early. So okay. Sorry, I'm getting prepared. Okie doke. You know I save the lives, it'll always be there. Okay. Okay. Trying to be healthy. Hey Manishka, how are you? Okay. So for this morning, first I want to say I think that some of the things that happened, pardon my skin, it looks crazy because still purging. Anyways. Oh, you did? I didn't see one. I literally was on there this morning. But anywho, what I'm trying to say, what was I saying? Okay, so I've already gotten responses which was really weird, of yesterday's reading where it was like, is Kelsey on? I don't see Kelsey. So basically yesterday's read happened fast for somebody. I was like, what? I don't have it, David. I don't know. I don't show a new one from you. But okay. Oh shoot. That was from my son's teacher. Anyways. Oh, well, how do you Manishka's like on top of shit. She must be looking at who's on. Like she must have like a thing. Anyways, let me get to what I was saying. Okay, so pardon my skin texture and everything today, guys. Okay, I'm still purging, but it's healing. That's but I didn't cover it up today for you, so you can deal, right? So like people are already having things from yesterday happen, and they were like, oh, well, first off, somebody was like had a lot of synchronicities while they were watching, but then I got messages, from someone talking about later in the day, the message itself came through, and I was like, that's freaky, like same day stuff. So we know that we're getting more and more on top of, like the messages are coming through more and more accurate to the timing, it seems. So, anyways, today, two things. I get the sense that somebody is still unclear about something, and it's like, it's almost like you're having a conversation with spirit and something's being said to you and you're like, do you mean this or this? Like, what do you mean? And it's almost like this feeling like there's like whatever is coming through, you feel like you can apply it to either this or that, and you're a tad bit confused because it fits both. So in a way it's a little vague and you're like, okay. And so I just kept hearing, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean exactly? So it's a clarifying. I feel like somebody's trying to elicit clarity on something. But then as I'm getting ready, and you all know when I do my illustrious cup of whatever it is that I'm going to have, by the way, make sure you got your matcha, your tea, your wine, your coffee, whatever it is, so you can settle in. But it was like the song that I had like on repeat for me the other day, and I did a reading based on it because I was like, oh my gosh, it started out of nowhere, just started going, and I was like, why is this coming up again? Like, what the? And I don't know if the two are mixed, but it's the that Beyonce song, which is "You Must Not Know About Me." That that chorus or that line where it's like, "You must not know about me." And of course, the rest of it's like, I could have another you in a minute. In fact, he'll be here in a minute, that whole kind of thing. But like the only part that repeats is that little chorus where she says it twice. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, I don't get it, but all right. So that's what we're going to figure out today. I don't know why that came back, but it's almost like whatever today's message is about might piggyback that one. So I'm like, okay, so maybe something about that message has to do with the clarity that you're seeking. Because I do get the feeling like someone's going like this, like you're receiving it. You're in the flow to receive messages and everything from spirit. And you're just kind of like, and I don't feel chaos around the fact that you can't apply it to which one it is, but you're just like, which one? God, do we remember what that what the gist of that reading was? Because I don't remember it. Okay, you had a dream related to the song. Okay, so was it Manishka? Yesterday's reading was fire. Okay, because it felt so detached and so like, sometimes I'm like, I'm really in it, and I'm like, I feel like I'm just watching. I'm like, this makes no sense to me. Like, it kept feeling like, okay, I don't know what I was wanting to get out of that reading, but it was just like, I felt like sometimes I was going in circles a little bit, and those times just feel so weird to me. I'm like, I don't know why, but this is what we're, so, okay. Our music is in alignment, Lord. Shakira and the hips. No. Yeah, right? And Manny was weirdly in alignment. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Well, and remember with the whole, you must not know about me. I remember the one thing about that was it was a little bit of you saying that. Like somehow like you feel like, oh, you don't know about me. Like you don't really know. Like there's something that somebody doesn't really know and that you're going to show them kind of thing. But then it was also like spirit was saying it to you. Like shit. Like they got something up their sleeve. Like, oh, you don't know about me? Let me show you kind of thing. And so it was a little bit like a back and forth echo between you and spirit. Or I don't know. So let's just see. Let's see, because it's like there's a sense of clarity and I feel it. And I got to be honest with you. I don't know why, because the words didn't come up, but I kept wondering if it had something to do with like spirit, like something premonition, like something like feeling like something's going to pop off, or you're receiving information about, hey, this is going to pop off. And you're like, this or this, because I feel like everything you're saying to me equally could be applied to both. And you may be there's a slight sense of and the confusion may be mentally, because I want to say there's a bit of, I know this sounds really weird, like passion project or purposey something or other, like creative ish. And I'm also feeling the energy of money. But I think there's a question on a definition of what is creative. And so it's like, I feel like it's the Two of Pentacles, because I keep wanting to do this, like the Two of Pentacles. Like, it's like, which one? Almost as if, how sometimes, okay, here we go. I remember this, and I don't know if this was a part of that reading. Remember in that one reading where it was like, there was the Two of Pentacles, but it was from the deck where she's stepping on both, and it's like one feeds into the other? Like something you've been doing is expanded upon? But I'm seeing the Two of Pentacles where it's like the regular one where he's like weighing them. So I wonder, let's just see. Let's get into this before we like confuse ourselves anymore. Okay. Mm-hmm. I am getting all of a sudden out of nowhere like a sharp pinpoint something behind, like right on my temple, but it also feels like it's going behind my eye and like under it a little bit. Like there's something scooping behind it. And it's like, I like the first thing came to mind is like that has something to do with something. And I'm trying to figure out what it is over here. I'm like, that's why y'all see me pause sometimes. I'm like, I'm feeling, I'm like, I got a dagger in my eyeball and I don't know what it's for. This is my left side. Left is for create, like, well, here's the funny thing. Right brain people, the right side of the brain controls the left side. The left side would be, well, it's your you're receiving, but that's also your feminine, right? And the right side is controlled by the left side of the brain, which is your masculine. Am I correct on this? Am I saying it correctly, guys? I go dumb when I start to get into this. I think there's something to that though. Because with the confusion of like what, like I feel like there's an element of spirit saying something about a passion of yours, but then like you're questioning what is passion though, or what is creativity, because that would help you determine what they're talking about, this or this. So anyways, maybe your right brain, which is your analytical brain, or your left brain, what the fuck ever, is getting too involved. I don't know. Okay. So it's almost like Spirit's saying it's okay if you don't quite get it just yet, or you don't see how what we're saying applies to something. But I think you're still going about, I still need to know what area you're talking about, because what you're saying to me is very, it's specific but vague enough. Does that make sense? It's like it's specific that I'm able to narrow it down, but vague enough where I'm like, okay, I got two things here, Spirit. I don't know which one you're talking about. Like there's a choice between two. Like you secretly would prefer one, but you're okay with either, is the way it feels to me. And you're just like, just tell me. Okay. So basically it says that you will be guided through darkness. So it's almost like you'll be given just enough information, when the time is right, is what I want to say. We've got honor and good luck. Then we have bright new prospects are on the horizon. And then it's unseen forces watch over you. And here's the funny thing. It's like whatever you're trying to figure out what Spirit is talking to you about, you feel like you've narrowed it down, but you're kind of like, you don't want to, you just don't want to commit and be like, oh, it's this one. And then like fool yourself. Or it's this one. And so there's an energy of a little bit of, again, like you have put your, like both of these things are something you're familiar with, is what I want to say. You've put a little bit of energy in each thing. And so it's like you're questioning which one's going to expand. You don't know. And so you've kind of held on to both, which may be why they were bringing up the woman who was stepping on both things. And it's like, you know, one of those is going to expand. You don't know which one. You may be questioning which one is going to go further because you want to know. It's almost like, I don't want to keep putting energy into something that's not going to expand. Like, just let me know which one, and I'll just focus on that. The funny thing is, the part about you will be guided through darkness, I don't think is the choice or understanding. It actually doesn't feel that way. It's not the understanding of what spirit. Okay, which one of these are you talking about, spirit? It is the how something's going to expand, which talks about this good luck and new opportunity. And I feel like it's almost like spirit's like, oh, you'll know which one because the opportunity will arrive, and then you'll know. Which I don't know if you're really satisfied with that, but it's like, don't worry, this is all taken care of. You're good. And you're over here like, but like, spirit, I don't think you understand. I don't want to put effort into something right now if it's not going to go anywhere. Which one? I just heard, just answer the goddamn question. You're like, don't play these games with me, spirit. Just tell me. Okay. Okay. Let's start with Secret Tarot. And now they've got the you must not know about me, you must not know about me going on. I'm like, okay. I just have so much stuff just going. We're just going to focus on the good luck and bright new prospects. So to me, when those two are together, it's almost as if, because the bright new prospects on the horizons is serendipity at the top. It's like, this is serendipitous. It's like the way that it just kind of unfolds, it's like, you gotta be shitting me, right? And so it does feel like good luck, like it's wrapped into one. And so the good luck is almost like what they're saying, where like unseen forces look over you. Like spirit is helping you in this process, whether you realize it or not. And I think you do to a certain degree because you're hearing things very clearly. You're very aware of the prompts you're getting, but you're just kind of stuck on something. You're like, you know, like when you're in a conversation with a friend and you're like, I was following along and then suddenly you said something and you lost me. You know, that's what it's like. Wow. Okay. Can we be dramatic? We got the Ace of Pentacles and the Tower. Like, this is a big new, like, again, this is I just heard it might rattle you, like, in a good way. You're going to be like, oh, shit, when it comes in. This new prospect, this new opportunity, this Ace of Pentacles. So that's a sense that it's coming to me. So I don't need to know what it is beforehand. But again, you're like, yeah, but like, again, you're still like, I don't want to waste my energy on something that's not meant to. Like, I'd rather just chill then, or just focus my attention in the areas. Whatever it is, it's going to give you a bit of anxiety. We got the Two of Wands and we got the Nine of Swords. I heard it's a big ask. It's a big ask. I mean, shit. Is this why you're keeping us in the dark? Like, you're like, if I tell you too much now, you might run. Okay. All right. I've got a lot of auditory going today, guys. So this landed down, face down. We're going to leave it face down until, oh, shit, 5 save fucking matches, y'all. Come on. Seriously? Seriously. You have a wish coming in alignment with you. It's going to be offered and you need to say yes. We got the 9 of Cups and the Lovers. And the Lovers is like, you've got to choose it, obviously. You know, this wish, but it's like alignment. Like these two people come in alignment. You've got Spirit over here overhead of this. It's like something's coming into alignment for you. And then we have the Page of Cups and the Sun. Page of Cups is the offer, and the Sun is the yes, this is the path. It's almost as if because it's offered, you know it's the path. Like whatever, it's an alignment. Okay, first off, it's an alignment with a wish that you made, like a dream, a desire. Okay. And of the two things that you're like, it's almost like of the two things, like, is it this one or this one? You're going to know because it's on offer. Like it's going to become abundantly clear because it gets presented to you. Upon presentation, it becomes clear. Upon presentation, when this arrives, it becomes abundantly clear. Like you can't motherfucking miss it. Maybe that's why it rattles you a little bit. You're like, oh shit. It rattles you a bit. It's a brand new path in life. This is one of those pentacles. Again, I'm getting 2 pentacles energy. Which pentacle? They're like, oh, it's one of them. So you're right. You're right in the sense that it's not both. It's more like one of those is what Spirit's talking about, and it's that one that's going to expand. So there's something that you have put energy or time into to a certain degree. Even if it's just, no, I wanted to say even if it's just, playing in the field of possibilities with it, but apparently you have actually put physical energy towards something. So like that would be, to me, would be actions and things like that. But they're like, it's not, wow, there may have been some manifestation techniques and energy work and things like that was put into it. Whatever this is like you have actually put action behind it to some degree. What is coming in, what is being presented though, does not look exactly like the actions you've taken. And that's where it's growing upon something. Like it evolves. Like, so it's like, with the 2 pentacles where she was standing on both of them, it's like, so the thing that you're asking clarity about is that they're like, yes, one of the 2 things you're going, it matches, right? It has something to do with, there's a passion involved with it. And you're just gonna know. They're like, don't worry, you'll know when it's. I want to know now. Okay. Because Abby still, maybe there's a feeling like you're still putting your energy into both. And you're like, I could like be more productive and just pour up my energy all into one. And maybe there's a feeling of like, because I still keep both of these as a potentiality, my energy is too spread thin. And so therefore nothing really pops off. And I get the feeling like it doesn't matter to Spirit. It just matters to you. I'm just saying. But you're going to know, like the pentacle, because look, both of these are very green. You're going to know which pentacle because it's coming abundantly clear. Okay, so why is it a Tower moment then? You're going to be shooketh because it's something you manifested. This puts you in a place of also like having influence over your own life. Magician is having all the elements and being able to do like the freedom to create as they see fit, right? And make it so. So you're able to make something so. And of course, the Tower is, you got the 9 of Cups, your wish, your desire. It is something you wanted. You manifested, you brought about. You're shooketh. I don't know why now, but my arm is itching like a mug. Oh my God. I don't know. Okay. Well, that's kind of, like, seriously, Spirit, are you shitting me? Again, Page of Wands. It's like you've got a passion about this to one degree or another. And the thing that you've tripped up about, I feel like when you're looking at two of the things, you're like, passion looks differently with each one of those things. One of them is like, I've got a real passion for this, for the actual act of what I'm doing. And then the other one is like, I have passion because of what it can do for me, what it brings to, what it affords me, what it allows me. So it's a different kind of passion. Page of Wands. We have the Page of Cups, Page of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. Could you be more specific? Okay, so you're saying, well, I just want to put all my energy into one, though. So I don't want to feel like I don't want to be spreading myself thin. Because I got to be honest with you, even though you're like, I've looked into these two things, I've kind of put energy into these two things, you're also putting your energy other places as well. It'd be really nice if you just could go, okay, which one do I put my energy into? And they're like, but that's the beauty of it. When this offer comes in, you'll know which one. Like, I want a box, Spirit. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Because I shit you fucking not. Just look at this shit. King of Wands, which is someone who has an exceptional amount of passion for something, putting their all just behind it. And before I pulled any cards, it was like, it has something to do with, there's a passion wrapped up in it. And you're like, okay, what do you mean by passion? Can we be a little more specific? And so you're trying to get a good idea of what they mean. Like, there's a sense of creativity, passion, or like this drive, this, and of course it is. Of course it's going to happen. It's a fucking wish that you've had. It's something you've been trying to manifest. But it's like, damn good and well that you're like, I've had A, B, C, and D. Like, you wasn't just going to try to manifest one thing. You're like, I'm trying to manifest a couple of things. And to some degree, each thing that you're attempting to manifest is a little bit in alignment with you. So you're like, like all of this, I'm good. Okay. Like, I'm trying to, but you're trying to figure out which one is going to be the Seven of Pentacles where something breaks ground on, right? Like, where this is where I like, oh yeah, I know where I'm going to put my energy. So King of Wands knows where the fuck he's going to put his energy. He has drive, motivation, follow through, confidence, and he's single focused. Okay. He doesn't spread his energies thin. And by doing so, you create and give birth to being the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles, I mean, he makes everything manifest, much like the magician external to him. This is no longer just like the dream. This is no longer the attempt. This is the doing and the seeing and the living of it. Because the Pentacles is after you have done all of the mental work, the emotional work, you put the drive, passion, and action into something, right? Because that's also what the King of Wands is. So it's literally like, by being in this, you abundantly or manifest or create this. You become and give birth to the King of Pentacles energy within your world. Like, you become that. Now, this is curious. We have the Hierophant with the Six of Cups. This is like creating something big out of something you've done before and that you really like. Again, appreciate it, Spirit. Totally not giving me the clarity I'm fucking asking for. You're literally saying the same shit over and over and over again. Thank you. So the question is, how long do we have to fucking go on like this, right? Because the Hierophant is creating what you feel true and what you've created. No, the Hierophant is the ultimate masculine energy, where the world that you create external to yourself is reflective, or is the physical embodiment of what you believe and what you know to be true inside. Like your inner world becomes your external world, right? And so that's what the Hierophant is. And there is a sense of something that you have put energy or time into in the past that you may have felt like you weren't really sure if I feel like that's why you're confused. Both of these kind of fit that scenario. And it's like, but it becomes joyous, and it brings the beautiful little pleasures and luxuries in your life back into your life. Okay. And it's like, you're not helping, Spirit. You're so not fucking helping right now. And their only response is, you're going to know when the offer comes in. It'll be evident. So that tells me a little bit that like both of these things are very stark contrast. So it's not like one has any of the other in it. They're two different things, but you have put effort into those two things. It could be people. I don't fucking know. Okay. We do have the lovers here. And it's like, even if it's like, you may have tried to flirt with it. It doesn't have to be like relationship. You could have tried to flirt with them before. You could have tried to, whatever. Maybe it's somebody from your childhood. Maybe it's like, I don't know. But it's like, but I'm with Ace of Pentacles. This is a path more than it is just a person. So for me, it's like, this is indicative. Like whatever comes in on offer will be your answer. And it's like, no shit, Sherlock. Thanks for being Captain Obvious, Spirit. Appreciate that. So then how fucking long do we gotta wait on this shit? Because we're over here going, I'm hearing you. I got you. But which one? Okay, I don't know why they want me to pull from New Era Elements. I was gonna get some of the specific shit going. What is going on? Why am I itching? Where are you going? Where are you going? Hold on. I think our Scott is in some alignment that this reading, as do most recently, have a message for all of us. Same formula, different scenarios. But he's not fighting or throwing his toys. It's almost like he's asking very calmly. Huh? Oh. Now, see, Kelsey, this is all the reason to, this is why we network, okay? Because Kelsey's same. She could do the same. Both of you are exceptionally aesthetically beautiful people. With a little bit of weird. That's why you fit in here. It's like, it's like there's a natural beauty, but also there's an aesthetic beauty to you all that would be so appealing to a lot of, you know what I mean? Like you're a palette that could be dressed up in many different ways. Does that make sense? So I don't know why that was so hard for me to get that last shuffle in. Okay, so these came out face down. What the fuck's your Gustus? Give me a hot second. We have a King of Cups, which does not feel like it's you. It feels like the person or thing behind the offer. It's the person behind the Page of Cups. And think about the King of Cups. Again, much like you are like, you're going to put your all behind this one passion. It's going to become a passion for you again. It's almost like it gets reignited. I think that's the reason why it's the Page of Wands here. It's like it's full on something that, like when you're trying to start a fire and the spark happens. And so then you're around it and like you try to build it. And then you got to do, like, you really focus on getting just the right stuff to get it going. And from that little spark, it grows into something big, right? So what you're going to put your all behind this thing when it comes in. The thing about the King of Cups is he is also very discerning about who he pulls on board and who he invests in, right? I heard unsuspecting. So it's like this person may be unsuspecting of, like, you may not foresee the source of this offer, but there's something very specific that they want from you. Okay. It's like there's a specific, they know. I heard tailor-made. God, there's so much, like, whatever's coming in, whatever the offer is, might be tailor-made to your skill sets or what you do. Like, almost like they wouldn't be able to offer exactly this to anybody else because maybe of the candidates or the people they've seen, they have not seen this. The other people either can't do this thing, or they haven't seen other people be able to do this thing in the way that you can. So it's almost like there's something about this. This gives me negotiation vibes. This gives me, like, maybe it's a formal yet lax kind of offer. Like, hey, what about such, like someone approaching you about something? I've got to give the energy of it so that you kind of understand, because I can't move beyond it until I give it. And like every time I say something, they give me another little nugget. I'm like, okay. Tailor-made. I heard replicated but never duplicated. Like, people may try to do it the way that you do, but you just do it slightly differently, and so they can't really do it like you do it. Okay. Don't you love it? Like, I'll be like, we want more. This is like you're saying the same thing, and they start to give you more, and I'm like, well, now I'm just motherfucking more confused. Thanks, Spirit. You're not helping yet. Be careful what you ask for. You get more, and then it becomes more complex. You're like, well, now there's more for me to unravel. Thank you. Just know there's something about, maybe it's like a position that it could, I don't fucking know. I don't even want to say the word position. Like, maybe this is like, if it weren't for you, they wouldn't want to do this, or they wouldn't ask. It feels, when I say tailor-made, it feels like a position's being created for you that wasn't there before. That would be tailor-made, just to be able to bring you on to something, or because someone wants you wants to pull you in on something. This Page of Cups wants to pull you in on something that's brand new. Both Page of Cups and Page of Wands is like something new. So maybe the reason why it's tailor-made is because this is in such baby form or baby stages, whatever is on offer, that there's not really a defined role yet because it's still in its creation, which would make sense because we have the Empress after that. Like something is about to be given birth to. Like maybe somebody has created a new business. Maybe somebody has created a new agency and like, you know, that kind of stuff. Maybe someone's like, I want to market such and such and you're perfect for this. So I want to pull you on. Like, I don't know. This would be like, again, there's a bit of passion and creativity. So maybe that's where the creativity comes in, is that there's a bit of ingenuity that needs to happen because of the newness of this. And you're being brought on in the beginning forms of it or in its infancy as it's being birthed so that you can help with this. So that leads to like entrepreneurial type of things or startups or even like contracted type of work, right? Like it kind of gets that type of energy if I were to lend it to something, right? Maybe this person has never brought somebody on to do something like this before, but they think it would be a benefit to maybe an existing structure because we do have a hierophant. So it's like, we did talk about somebody having infrastructure. Why are we getting to this? And it's like, but I can't help, like, there's a bit of giving birth to something because the Four of Wands is celebration, yes, but it's about creating a foundation for something to be built upon. It's like the bare bones of something, but it's like a good solid foundation, right? And if we have the Tower moment over here, it's like something is starting from just a foundational level. So that would lend itself, I'm trying to explore this, guys, to the idea and notion that what you've put your energy into or what kind of actions you've taken to try and put your energy behind something isn't exactly what you would be doing. It would be something different, but everything that you've done up to this point would be added to it. Okay, so that's where we're going with this. Okay. But again, can we get a time frame for this? Because in the meantime, we're just spinning our wheels in areas that it feels like we're doing stuff that just is like, why? Because if we've already accumulated the skill sets for whatever might come in, they just corrected me, will come in. That was like almost instantaneous. I was like kind of an energy. Then, why would we keep the fucking Tower again? Give me more. Help us understand why this keeps coming out. What are you trying to say with this shit? Leaving one for the other. The Tower, the reason why it's a little like it takes you by surprise, it rattles you a little bit, is because you would have to leave the efforts you've made so far. Like you may be so married to the efforts you've made to try and bring something to fruition that you're like, you don't want to completely leave it. It's not an abandonment of what you've been doing. It is leveling up. So let's say somebody started a business, right? We're just going to give you a scenario. And they've been trying to build it. And it's been low-key doing something, but not really going anywhere. And it's kind of like, And then somebody says, hey, why don't I bring you in on this? And you're like, but this is my baby. And I've been trying to do this. And it's like, whatever you did with that business that you had started originally was just you honing your skills. Okay? You're going to have to leave that to go and do this other thing. And there might be a bit of like nostalgia, like you don't really, because the Eight of Cups is having to walk away from something. And so that's what makes you hesitant to take the new cup. Like there's a new cup coming in, but you notice that there's still part of the cups suit. So it's of the same vein. Whatever you're doing or whatever you've attempted to put energy into, it's still of the same vein, in the same niche-y thing. This would be like, I'm trying to think of it's like, and I use myself as an example all the time. It's like doing this, right? Doing tarot, and then someone's seeing what you do with it and how you work with people, and then go, I'd love you to come and be a part of this podcast. But because of that, because of contract, red tape, different things like that, like they don't want you, like it's almost like you'd have to leave your tarot community to do that, because there'd be an overlapping of rights, or there'd be overlapping of, like, they want that ingenuity and that ability. Like there's something about like what you could produce and what you've been doing might be like a bit of a conflict with the new thing. And so you couldn't become a part of a new business venture if you still have yours, because they're in the same vein. So there's like a conflict of interest. And so it's like having to let go of something. So here's the thing. If you're going, which one of these are you talking about, Spirit? Which one of those would be hard for you to completely let go of? And that's where your passion was. Because the other one, that it's like there was passion there because what it could do for your life and what it could do in general. You may not have passion for it, but you were passionate because you're like, oh, you loved the feeling that would give you what it added to your life, but it wasn't the thing. The other one of those two things where you're like, I have to what? It's still in the same vein, but you'd have to give that up. I don't know why. I hope that you don't mind, Manishka, but they're giving me an example for you, and I don't know if this is applicable to you, if this like is legit, but it's almost like having a passion, and you're like, I'm gonna do like this, okay? And I know you're going to school for something. They're giving me you as an example, so I'm going with it. Like you're going for, like you're like, I really like, you've always wanted to do a particular type of job, and you maybe didn't have the skill sets. So you're going back to school to get the skill sets so you can do that, right? And they're like, you've like put a lot of energy behind it. You've taken action towards it. But there's other stuff that, you know what? There's other things in this world that I've done that would at least afford me a sense of freedom in life. And I like that too. Like there's something about that. And they're saying the thing that you have a lot of, like the idea that you'd have to give it up, because they're saying the thing that you're passionate about, there'll be an element of that in this new offer, but it won't be that in totality. So let's imagine you get offered a position, and it's like a bit more of where a bit of what you like is in it, but you can't go to school and do this job at the same time. So you'd have to stop school to take this, but it's not exactly what you wanted to do, but it kind of is. And it's like, are you willing to expand on your desire? Like whatever you had, that whatever you were like, oh, I like this. And whatever you were taking action towards, would you be willing to expand on that? And you might be like, I really want this. Like, I just gotta, like, no. Like, no. And then do that. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense. It's that idea and notion that our feminine has created something so beautiful. We're going back to that. And it's like your feminine really wants this, or has in the past wanted this. And it should look just like this, because I took so much care in creating this idea, and my masculine's been taking steps towards it, and now you want me to put that on a shelf and do something similar, but not quite that. But it's an up level. It's like taking what you had imagined and putting it on a broader scale. And when you broaden something, obviously other elements can come in. So the reason why you're a little shooketh and you're a little rattled is because you're like, there's a hesitancy. You're like, oh, that was my... And that's how you know. The thing that would be really hard to completely let go of is the thing that they're talking about. And that's what an offer is going to come in on. That's what's going to get expanded upon. They answered our question. Which one feels that way to you? You've been getting information. You've been feeling, stuff's coming in and it's making sense. And you're like, okay, which one? That kind of thing. And they're like, and, you can see passion in both. You can see where creativity would be required for both, or ingenuity. I take that to be the same. Ingenuity is creativity. And you're like, okay. And both are like, you've kind of put energy behind both, but, they're like, which one would be really hard for you to put on a shelf and then do in a different way? And that's your answer. I feel like one of them, you're like, okay, because with one of them, it was more about what it did for you versus, and like how it would feel once it was done, not the thing. The other is the thing. Like that's what ignites you. Not what it can do for you, but just the thing. And so it's going to be kind of hard to put it a little bit on a shelf. But I'm going to remind you, it's in the same vein. It's in the same niche. It's in the same arena. It's in the same, just different. And you're like, I don't know. Okay, now I've got liberty to pull from these. So whatever you've been seeking clarity on, okay, well, when? Because that does answer a lot. And it's like, so why don't I just put all my energy? See, that's why. That's why. Because here's the thing. You're like, I just want to focus on this then. Well, that's the niche, but putting all your energy behind that won't necessarily benefit you, because it won't be exactly that you do. But I'd still rather do the thing that'd be harder to let go of than the other thing. Okay. Every time I get a new understanding, I have another fucking question. And I'm like, this is a prosperous, positive, brand new fucking beginning. It's good shit. That did like a 180 and it's reversed. Like it flipped and like did a certain, I'm going to look at what it is. Communication on this. You haven't heard about this yet because it had flipped around. I saw it flip and then it flipped back over and then it's like twisted. Like how I did that in the midst of, you haven't heard of this yet. You haven't heard from somebody on this. You haven't received information on this. None of it. You might be a little stubborn. You might be a little about it. Yeah. because this is all about the isolation. This is seeing the greater picture. But this is the tower in Lenormand, and it's a little different. It is like you really want to, like a mama bear, protect. So whatever the options, when you're like, which one's spirit? Which one feels more like your baby? Which one feels more like your baby that you've put energy into? And this goes back to that one reading where it was like, because you've put so much time and energy investment into something, or you wanted to do it on your own. I don't know. This is what you've solely been working on it. You probably haven't had support in regards to this. This isn't like it has rested solely on your shoulders, and so it feels like I want to guard this with my life a little bit. Like the audacity of spirit to ask me to not do exactly this. And it's like, here's the thing. I think that you're open to moving beyond it, but it's like, it's your baby, and it's having to walk away from the way that you saw it happening. You know? Here's the thing. It almost came out of my mouth, and I stopped myself because I'm like, what? I heard it and questioned it. It said whatever voice it was, here's the thing, sweetie. I don't know, your spirit team or an ancestor or somebody is very genteel with you on this. Like, they're not upset. They're not, they're like, here's the thing, sweetie, okay? Like that. I was like, I stopped myself. I heard the sweetie. I was like, what? You're being guided to the right expression of this. Like the most positive expression or form of this. The most beneficial, the most broad sweeping, because you've got the tower, which is all about you and you alone. And whatever this is, the new way it comes in, because there's so many other people, I think that the impact that you have would be greater. Like, let's use Manishka. Like, what if what she wants to go into, she could do, but she'd be one of many, and like, there's different levels at which you could do what she was going to do, and some, so she could have been employed with like micro level. In the US, we call it micro, where it's like whatever she does is small reaching and doesn't have a massive impact on the industry. It's like specifically serving one particular entity or customer or whatever, but she gets pulled into a project that touches a multitude of whatever, and so it looks different. Like what if what you get pulled into is on a macro level? Because this is guidance. This is following the knowing. This is following spirit. But then we have the garden card, which is like the Three of Cups type of energy, right? It's the networking, the connecting with others, the new social settings, the new even business, arenas. And again, there's something that either you don't like the idea of having to work with other people, because again, you have this idea, like you don't want people to have influence over what you're going to do or how you would do it. You want more autonomy, is the way it feels. And I wouldn't have the first fucking clue how that would work in whatever Nishka does. I don't have a clue about what she does. I don't have a clue. Because a whip is like, it can be self-sabotaging, it can be self-critical, it can be like, or critical of others. It's like, but more the self. Like, you're not selling out by doing this. You're not selling yourself out by doing this. Is what I want to say. You may be very protective of doing it your own and being autonomous so that others can't have influence, but they're like, that wouldn't get you where you need to go. You need to be in different places, different spaces. I'm getting something, but I'm asking questions. My bad. Sorry, guys. Focus on the new beginning, because we've got right here, we've got the child card, which is all about the new beginnings. It is something new path, something, right? And here she is with the expectation. It's like, I am waiting for this. I am focused on this. But she is facing that, okay? On the other side was this, which was the false person, which is also like not really knowing, lacking clarity on somebody, not knowing if it's beneficial, if it's true. Like, there's a mystery. Is there something mysterious about that? But I want to say, I don't know why I want to say there's something, I kept hearing there's something mysterious about this, but like, whatever this new opportunity is, they want you to focus on that and keep your back towards to any type of fuckery. Okay. It's like, again, something about this is your ticket out to false person energy. Somebody that doesn't have your best interest, energies that don't have your best interest. It will change that. It'll take you away. The change card in the Kipper deck is also about moving, because they're packing up this vehicle and going some moving to a different home. And so it's like, whatever it is, focus on this new thing, because it's your ticket out. So they answered your question of which one. And now they're like, and again, we're going to reiterate and remind you what we told you before. It may be a little difficult because it is an expansion on what you've done. It's not exactly what you've been doing, though. And so it may feel difficult to put that down and, and level up into and evolve into something different, because you've really, it took a lot to stay sticking with something. You want to protect it to some degree. But it's like, so the thing that where your passion is, that actually that thing. So that's the thing it's in the realm of that, and that's what the offer is for. I get the sense that there's going to be long-term new contacts, long-term new contracts, new people. We've got the courtship card, which is all about the new contacts, business meetings, interviews, that kind of thing. And we got the marriage card, which is like there's a contract involved. There's a long-term agreement that's involved with this. Maybe the higher level agreement, like having to actually enter into a contract, is what gives you a bit of anxiety, because then it feels like you lack the autonomy. Can I just fucking tell you, this shit's about to pop off. We've got unexpected income, we've got sudden wealth, and then we've got the family room. Like when I tell you, it is going to happen suddenly, unexpectedly, and really fucking soon. Is it soon enough, Spirit, that they can go ahead and at least put the other thing down? That's what I want to know. Or the many other things that they put their energy into. How soon? Clarify that for me. Because that was your, I want to know. I'm just tired of spreading my energy thin. You really wanted to know that. So it's like, just let us know then. Something makes you feel like you still have to, like, you're like, I guess something about this type of confirmation would, I don't know what the other thing is, where you're like, at least what it would give me would help make me feel, I would feel passionate about that, because you've been wanting that in your life. It's not the thing. You're okay with putting the thing down, but why is it then that you want to know it's okay to actually put it down? Like, do you feel like you have to hold that for a little bit longer? It could be like an existing job that gives you financial freedom. It could be like any, like, you know. All right, I'm going to put this up because I don't feel like, just so that you're aware, we've got the pathway card, and then we have the coffin. So the pathway card is all about like it taking a long time to get here. It is a long term. And then we have the new horizons, which is finally moving forward, getting your dream, your wish. And then we've got despair. And I'm like, none of which is helping me to understand the timing of this. Like, if money is a reason you won't put everything down, that is an answer I'm getting, though, where it's like the despair card is all about, it says not hiring. He's poor. He doesn't even have enough money to go inside and get himself a drink. If that's an issue, it's like, don't worry, your wish is going to happen, and address this. Like, there's something about addressing the lack of finances. So if putting down the other thing, the reason you would be hesitant is because of money, and that's what you're passionate about, is like, I am passionate about having the freedom to live the lifestyle that I want, then that might be, and you're like, can I go ahead and put that down? And it's like, to me, it would say it's not going to be long. Pathway card, when timing, it's like 1 to 2 years. But then we got the coffin card that comes out and clarifies it. So it's like, no, it's not going to be long. Like, you'll actually get something to help with the finances. But I feel like this says very, very soon. And it's making it sound like it's so soon enough you wouldn't have to worry about being in that energy. Like, I almost want to be like, so can I just chill until this comes in? Like, that's the way I want to be. Like, do I have to worry about this? Is it going to come in so quickly that I can just chill? Because it almost feels that way. Because when I'm like, I want to put all my all into this one of the two things, you're like, which one, Spirit? Which one? And you're like, okay, well, I'll just do all of this. And it's almost like, well, that you don't even have to do that, because what's coming in is not exactly that. So, just, and it's like, okay. And it's like, so do I keep this and for right now? Like what? And they're like, no, it sounds like they're like, no, obviously if this is a real like the thing itself is a passion for you, you're going to keep doing it. But it's like, there's no need to like dump all your all into it kind of things, but it feels like, and then they're like, this will be taken care of. And so it's almost like, what, do I just get to put, I can put both down and sit pretty? That's a question, Spirit. That's his question. Wealthy man with message. So this King of Cups, it's either saying the person that has the capacity to offer this, like you're either going to get a message about the finances, or this is like the person that has the capacity to offer this to you is going to be messaging you. Okay, but does that, you hear me stuttering here. What does that have to do with the, two things. So it comes out, wealthy man message and the message of concern. And it's almost like either money news is coming in to address any concerns you may have, because this is all about things that you may be concerned about, messages, information, stuff that's happening, or this person is going to offer something before you have like to address any concerns you may have. Because when I'm like, okay, clarify the message of concern. What the fuck? We've got gift, bad health, which bad health card is all about anxiety, stress, that manifests, right? Like something that's like, it's gotten to you, it creates tension. So it's like a gift. So they're answering your question. This message of concern is just, I feel like this is you expressing your current concern to Spirit. I got to be honest with you. You're like, okay, but this is my concern, blah, 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 blah. And Spirit's like, that concern, bad health, on flanking each side, we've got the gift and the privileged lady. Like, privileged lady, things come easily, naturally. She manifests easily. Like, whatever she wants happens. Like, things go smoothly. Like, it's fucking good luck. And as you got a gift, so if they're saying, it feels like to me they're saying before something can go wrong, like if you were to just step back from everything, before anything could go wrong, you're going to get information or an offer or something to that effect. Or money. I don't know who that one's for. Like maybe to be able to set something down, you got to know that you're financially secure with something. And I feel like that's like what's coming through. Like something's coming in to address something before it ever becomes a problem. And so, I mean, if I was a betting woman and you're going, so which one, Spirit? And you're now, Spirit's giving you this information. You're looking at both of them like, can't like, if I don't get it, it's almost like there's no, that's why you're all like, what? And they're like, it doesn't even matter. Remember at the beginning, it was like, Spirit's like, it doesn't even matter. And you're like, are you shitting me? Like, could you? I'm like, you'll know when it comes in. And it's like, because the way this is going to pan out, I don't know, maybe your question of like, which one is a moot point, you're going to figure it out. You're going to know, and it's going to be like a solution. So, and it's fairly quick. You'll know when it arrives. You're going back to them. You'll know when it arrives. And you're going to be like, it's like a moot point. You going, which one? They're like, to me, that just sounds so quickly. Like the answer is going to be so quick. Moot point. Okay. And I feel like whoever this is for, because I just want to go, okay. Like, much like yesterday, it's like, you know, when a person didn't realize it was for them, they're like, this doesn't sound like this. They didn't feel attached to the message a little bit. Like, you're like, I don't know how this is going to pan out, but okay. Because it's an answer. They directly answered you. But you're like, okay. You may, like, if somebody's, you don't realize that somebody's had their eye on you, and you're going to get, like, some kind of, like, offer on something, is what it feels like to me. And it's like, it's in the realm of something creative and passionate you've had before, but it's not exactly quite the same thing. And you're like, okay. Man. I got to read the fuck y'all be talking about. Oh my gosh, can I go back up on that? Oh, I've missed everything. Wait, what? I feel like Spirit be calling out Manny a lot. I mean, it's not frequently they give me one of you all as an example. I was like, I mean, if this is a message for somebody, just say it. I'm like, okay. So let's go up. Let's go through this really quick because there's a shit ton. I'm curious about a timeline is because in a few months I'll be giving. It's like what we worked for previously was lessons and skills. Okay. I understand, Kelsey. Longer if it has to, but would love to know so I can accept my situation as what it will be for a while. At this point, I believe all of us are ready to leave. Oh my God. At this point, though, if that is the week before birth, I'm going. Even if she's like, I'm still going, Spirit. Okay, I'm still going. The tower actually excites me. Made the current life unbearably energetically vampiric, where I was beyond a workaholic and effective, but I have no passion. It's dead energy. It's giving me goosebumps, that giddy feeling, also heart palpitations and whatnot. Ooh, something was speaking to you. Oh, I don't know what I said. Landslide now is playing. I'm afraid of changing because I've built my life. I've just heard that lyric in my head. Spirit thinks this is American Idol, always singing random lyrics with these readings. Yes, this is so true. I've been like that. Like, that's my baby. I've done so much for this. Accepted. Hi guys, welcome to. Oh, he's already using it. Data science has so much to it. Okay, well, I don't know what you wanted. Like I remember back in the day, you mentioned research. Like there was a component of research that you wanted to do, and so I don't know. Like That's all I remember. I gotta be honest with you. That Miss Independent syndrome. My spirit team calls me honey or sweetie, but sassy when I do something embarrassing. Oh, well, there you go. That was important. Maybe alignment in the last reading. I was called to block my ex today. The energy is now blocked and closed out fully. So strange. I'm very stubborn. I actually love doing it on my own. Well, you might have to be a part of a team. There are so many different aspects to it, so anything can pop up for me. I knew that before, but was doing it a certain way that I thought is the right way. Okay, there's so much masculine energy in this bit. I'm sure a man is playing a significant role. I'm thinking back to a reading maybe 3 ago about contracts. Do you remember that reading where we were being gassed up about something incoming? I remember the contract being that there would be choice. I think different timelines for different people. Maybe that's why spirit doesn't want to say. I don't know. Oh my God, fear of financial insecurity when you built such a strong foundation for it. Yeah. I want this wealthy man. Oh my God, look at you, Anishka. My Venus and Taurus wants to experience luxury now, which I understand. All I do is think about you. This is playing in my mind. I feel like spirit be calling out Manny a lot. Yeah. So the wealthy man for me may be the guy inviting me to the fashion events. You very well might get something this week then. Like something, if that's the case, like I would see the way it would play out for you, LP, that I would see based upon what we read today is that it would be something where like it would give you the brevity or the leverage to not have to worry about finances, right? Because whatever it is would require you to have the freedom, but would probably also require a contract. So there may be a meeting about discussing that. And it's like in that discussion or in that, the talk about it, you would get the answers that you need. To can I just put everything down? And it's like it's all a moot point because once this comes in, like everything will be answered for you. It'll just be up to you to make the decision is what it feels like, right? Same with Manishka. It's like, it would probably be that way. And for Kelsey, where she's like, just win, because I've got this pregnancy going on. I just need a timeline. And they're like, all will be answered when when this event occurs. It'll just be a matter of execution. And shit. For Kelsey, it's almost like, what if? And this is just a what if. I don't know everything about everybody. I just know bits and pieces that y'all have told me. And like, couldn't you? Kelsey's like, I'm cool with being a stay-at-home mom, and she's even taken efforts towards that. Right? She's got her second bun in the oven, and she's cool with like supporting and helping her husband like really expand what he does and all that kind of stuff. And what if something comes along and they're like, oh, well, somebody offered her a contract. What if somebody offered her something and she'd be like, or what if he gets something and they do have to move and then it's like, so what if her husband needed help starting like whatever this is, and so it would put her in a space of having to do more than just be a stay-at-home mom. It's like you're gonna be a mom, you're also gonna that kind of thing. Like there's something where it's like it would pull something in where she's like, oh, it's not quite how she envisioned it. That's not exactly the way I envisioned that. I don't know. I feel like spirit plays pranks when you're obsessed with a question. Yes. Well, today they were flat out directly. They're like, it doesn't matter. It's a moot point. Because you're not so hyphy. I feel like people that are asking questions right now in this situation where they're like, they're hearing it and they're like, okay. And they're like, but, and they're just sincerely, genuinely asking, Spirit, which one? Could you just clarify for me? Like, I don't, you know. And in my head, as I was saying that, I was trying to figure out, I was like, I wonder what you don't know about me means. And the King of Cups, the person with the offer, you don't know. You must not know about me. You don't know. You don't know about this. Like there's something about this person you don't know. It's not somebody you worked with. It's not something like either that or how they present when they present the offer. It's like you have no clue they would come forward with something like this. I'm also getting something like the idea, like the notion that this person is like, you have no clue. I will, because I will go for what I want. I will go for it like it's not even funny. And so they make sure whatever they offer, you're going to say yes to. They make it very difficult for you not to. So even if you're aware of this person, it's like, there's this idea like, oh, you don't know about me. I don't play when it comes to something that I want. Like, it's that kind of energy. Like, Anyways, that's that. Or maybe you would just play more of an active role in whatever it is that he does, Kelsey. You know what I mean? Like, to get it to start off or something like that. It wouldn't look exactly, you know what I mean? But you wouldn't have to technically go out there and get a job. You just have to, like, you know what I'm saying? There's an element that's different. So it's like building upon what you wanted. It's in the same realm. Like maybe you're still at home and everything like that. But in the beginning stages of something, maybe you have to wear a couple of hats or that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like it changes it up just a little bit. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Well, I don't know. I can't think of anything else, guys. Any other questions? I like seriously before anything could ever be a concern. Like if somebody's like afraid to put something down because of money, they're like, you won't even have to worry about that because it's coming in before you'd ever have to be concerned with it. If someone is like, because first off, everything was like super, super, super close, and almost to the point where it's like you ask that question, but you're gonna have the answer like almost immediately. Like there's no sense of me, telling you. There also feels like diving into something is a moot point. Like like just putting your all and like going gung ho. It's like that's not gonna matter because this is about to pop off anyways. And you're like, well, can I put this down? And they're like before you ever lay that down, before you put anything down, because almost you feel apprehensive about walking, like just putting everything down and just waiting. And it's almost like you won't even get to the point where you feel like, oh, I'm super anxious about this because the answer is going to come in. The offer is going to come in. That like you're going to have the answer. I just get like, if if this is for, if somebody's in the timeline where like this is right now, because some of y'all get your messages like 2 months before it happens, and then you'll think back to a reading and you're like, oh, this is happening, and it's, you know, you can go back and revisit it. It feels like a this week kind of energy. Like before you ever really get to ask the question or ponder something, you'll have the answer. That's why Spirit was like, you'll get the answer. And you're like, seriously? And you want to answer beforehand, but they're like, seriously, just wait. Like literally, you're about to get the answer. You'll know. Let's see if I'll see if they'll give us something. Let's put well, I'm going to get a range. I'm going to pull 3 different, they said 2. I'm going to pull 2 different cards to try and get a range for us. To see if that I don't want to do the court cards, if we can give it like a, is this okay? And see what they say. Because it feels like, I gotta be honest with you, I don't know why they're still talking to me. I'm about to pull a card. Because it feels like, honestly, like, one of the other things, you're like, oh, but I like what it affords me. I like the energy that it gives to my life. Like, you're asking if you can set it down, and I'm like, sure. Like, before it can be problematic, before you can be like, because you have an anxiety about setting something down. And they're like, and they're like, you'll get the answer to that, whatever that anxiety is, like whatever concern you've got, you'll have the answer to. Like the gift is going to come in for it. I'm making sure that I have these up right. I don't know. It felt pretty like it'll be here before you know it kind of situation. Does that make sense? But I know how spirit work. I know y'all. I know. I was surprised at yesterday's reading being so fucking quick. I was like, damn. The message, the offer, the message, the offer, the message, the offer. That's what we're seeking. Right? Well, what do we, it looks like the soul tribe wants timeline badly. Oh, correlation with ADHD and intuition. Okay. I have no clue what y'all got in. Amen. Like if for amen, like you're talking about, I don't know which job to apply for, and you're kind of like thinking of 2 different realms. I feel like the answer is going to come then. If you're like, I don't, like you feel like you're getting guidance, but you're kind of like not 100% sure, that might come in. Okay, I'm talking about the timer for the cards, for the page of cards, for the page of wands, for the offer. You know, sometimes I specifically ask for something not to come out, and then it comes out. This is actually a message. The fuck? It is a offer. We got the Page of Cups again, which is what I was asking about. I was like, Page of Cups, Page of Wands. What's the time frame for that coming in? And they're like, it's Page of Cups, Page of Pentacles, which is something tangible, a tangible offer about a specific Eight of Pentacles. Like, it'll tell you where to focus your energy. And I'm like, we fucking know that. When I specifically said, do not give me any court cards. Don't you love how Spirit doesn't listen? I feel like I'm going to pull from the deck. We have an ace, we have a 2, and we have a 10. And I'm getting like 2 to 8 weeks. I know that okay, so here's the thing. The ace is like a week. The 2 would be 2 weeks. So we've got like 1 to 2 weeks, roughly, right? Within the next 2 weeks. Some it may come in a little bit earlier. But the reason why they're giving me the 2 and the 10, they're having me subtract 2 from the 10 because the 10 flipped out. I didn't grab it. And it's almost like they're saying, I don't know why that came out. It was like, because they were showing me a range, and they're like, the range is in between. I'm like, well, that would be 8. Two to 8 weeks. And I feel like they want to give me a story behind it, like between the initial offer and like taking it could be 8 weeks. Like if you get offered something and you have to negotiate it, there's a time frame before you start it. I want to pull. I do not want anything coming out. So 2 weeks. I'm just going to say, like, there's a 5 months. I feel like they keep wanting to give me a start date, though. Like, it's a process. There's a process to this. I put the 10 back. We've got a 5 here. So yeah, like, keep getting snippets of all kinds of things. And I'm like, you're giving me scenarios and I'm not asking for that. Like for somebody, it's going to be a process. Whatever is offered, there's a process, which we understand. We get that. We fucking understand. We get that. Like I get offered something and it can take a delay to actually get hired on. Or, if it's a contract, you got to negotiate things and everything's got to be signed off on. And it's like for some people, it's going to be exceptionally close. And for others, it's you're looking at up to 5 months. So you're talking about the summertime. But I keep wanting to feel like one's a start and one's a bookend. So like if whatever this is requires several changes, and maybe the like everything will be in place and changed within 5 months. Something about the 5 months doesn't sound right to me, though. This is why I get irritated with doing timelines, because it's different for every fucking person. And I'm trying to make it make sense, and they might not even be, like, related. You know what I mean? Like, because, like, why are you giving me the process? Like, all I care, you know what? That's what I'm going to say. All I give a shit about, Spirit, is just the initial offer. I don't fucking care how long something takes. Like, people can deal with that shit as it comes. Like, that's not my job, my responsibility. It's not that. It's not my job, not my responsibility to try and figure that shit out. If people are that damn nosy, they can figure it out themselves. No offense to you all. Like, that's way too complicated and trying to, like, who fucking cares? I don't give a shit about that. I just want to know about the offer. The King of Cups, bringing something, offering something, the message. That's all we care about. Let me see, because I am not... You know what it feels like? It feels like an argument. Like if I were to say one thing, that somebody's going to have something to say about it. Oh, that's too long for me. And then another, that's the problem when you have too many people who give a shit about that. And I'm like, it feels like people arguing with me when I do this. I want it closer than that though. Or why is that? And it's like, oh my God. I don't know what your fucking timeline is. I'm trying to see if there's like something I don't know about that's timing with this fucking card. Because I'm like, and the only thing they're bringing me to is it's like, no worries, being carefree. I don't see anything about timing. Well, except for the fucking number. I'm just going to stick with the 2 weeks because I got 1 to 2, 12, 1 to 2. And I'm like, I'm not responsible for, I hate the timing questions, guys. I hate it because I always feel like Spirit can't give it for everybody. So they're going to pick one person or like a little group of people, like a couple of people. And then it's like, for this one, this is the soonest that this is going to come. And then everybody else is like, well, mine hasn't shown up. And I'm like, you're on a different timeline. What do you want me to do? I got no control over that shit. And so it just gets really like, I just don't like it. I can tell you what it feels like to me. Like the answer comes before you ever have to worry about anything. I don't know what that fucking means in your all situation. But if I was like a person where I was like, well, like if I set everything down or if I put this option down that affords me, whatever, so I can feel good. Like I know in my life how quickly I'd be worried and concerned, right? Like I'm like, you got 2 weeks max, spirit, 2 weeks before I'm gonna flip the fuck out. Like, because my finances is not. I'm not an expansively rich person. Okay, so like if I had to put something down that was affording really great things in my life, to me that's the answer. But sometimes people don't want to do the heavy lifting to think for themselves. Oh, what does that mean in my life? And so they expect spirit to come through in the cards with an exact time. And it's like, they've literally given you every piece of information, and yet you still want them to wipe your ass too. Sorry, that's just the way it feels, guys. That's how that might be spirit getting irritated. I don't know, because it's irritating me right now. And I'm like, so if you can't answer that in your own life, then maybe the reading's not for you. You should be self-aware enough in your own life to know, hey, at what point would I be like, I'm fucking concerned now? If you are in the scenario of trying to go between two things, and you're like, it's going to come in before I ever get to the point of concern, because they did say that, then where is that point for you? And that is your answer. I don't know. I'm going to leave it there. I'll leave it there. I feel like they have too. I feel like they've answered it, and they're like if I've got to tell you Tuesday at 5:00, for fuck's sake, that's like having to wipe your ass. Like, can you at least do that on your own? It feels codependent-y-ish. I don't know. It's yucky. So I'm just gonna say it like that. Right? If I have to tell you one more time. Yeah, I just feel like you should be self-aware enough of your own life to be able to apply what they said to your circumstance. If you cannot, the reading's not for you. Like, why does spirit gotta do all the heavy lifting? Why does the reader gotta do all the heavy lifting? I don't know. So, but in my realm, like when I'm sitting here, it feels like sometimes they'll show me a calendar, right? And I get all kinds of different things, and they'll show me like either a month on the calendar or a week, or they'll show me like a time frame. Sometimes I'll get like this feeling of like I'm seeing them, like I'll see the, like in my head, like the months line up like this, left to right, and it's like they'll have like this thing that, and they'll take it and adjust it on the months, So, and it's like energy. I'll feel pulled more to May, June, July kind of thing, right? Like I'll feel a range, and like it'll stand out when I see the calendar. So like today when I was doing it, I kept feeling like I was only seeing a week. Like, imagine a calendar being set before you, and like a shadow being over, like say there's a whole month and a shadow being over all kinds of things. And what you're seeing is like a Sunday to Sunday week, or Sunday to Saturday week, you know what I mean? On a calendar. And so that's why I'm like, it feels like before it could become a problem. Like if you're saying, can I even set this down? Like, I don't want to put my energy into, you've literally said it multiple. I don't want to put my energy into something. I don't want to put any more energy into something than I have to. And so you're like, can I just set this down? Then they're like, look, if you set it down, something's going to come in before you ever even have to worry about the fact that you set it down. So, all I can think of. Oh, okay. I thought you were calling me out, LP. I was like, it's for me. Manny, not to call you out a little bit. This reading is for you, if I'm honest. Easier said than done. Let's live in the fact that Spirit said what it said. Remove the expectation and enjoy the process. True. It's funny, Eamon, you put 15:15, and up on my clock up at the top, I have a timer. It says 150, so there's a 15 in that as well. That's funny. But you did that, so. All right. And it's happening so quickly that the question is like a moot point. You're about to get the answer. And the answer is the offer. So if they're like, just wait for the offer, it feels very close. I can't help it. It feels so close. Like before you can get back into a panic state about it, you'll have your answer, is the way it feels like to me. So, alrighty, guys, I'll hop off. I hope everybody has a fantastic and wonderful day. I'm not sure when I'll come on again, sometime this week. So, but everybody have a great and wonderful day. Peace out, home skirts. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out.